Hello, and welcome to Marketing Solutions for Local Businesses, the podcast where you will discover all the latest and greatest digital marketing tools, tips, and strategies you will need to implement in order to stay ahead of your competition. If you are not getting the results you are looking for from your digital marketing efforts, this is the podcast for you. And now, here's the host of our show, the local business guy himself, Frank Deming.
Hello, everyone. This is Frank Deming, the local business guy, and welcome to another episode of Marketing Solutions for Local Businesses. Happy Hump Day, everybody. In other words, happy Wednesday. Get your minds out of the gutter, guys. Anyway, sorry for being silly. Woke up in a silly mood this morning and wanted to give you this episode because I think you're going to like what it is. Today's topic of conversation is something that I rarely talk about, admittedly, and I apologize. So I should probably up my game a little bit and talk about it a little bit more. But this episode came as a result of a request from one of our loyal listeners, and that's a little about Instagram and business account, creator account, etc., etc. I get into all of the nitty gritty of what that is later, but I have a couple of announcement things to make right now before we get into the content. Number one is you might have noticed I did not push out an episode last Friday. And I totally forgot to announce this on Friday when I did the previous Friday, when I did my my episode there, and that is that I'm going back to a single episode per week format. If you recall, when we first started doing these podcasts, I used to do it on Fridays. Then I went to a dual week format where I did it on Wednesdays and Fridays. I'm going to go back to the single one a week format, and it's going to be on Wednesdays. So be on the lookout for next Wednesday as I push out another episode of these great podcasts. I love giving them. It was just becoming a little bit overwhelming for me to deliver twice a week. So I went back to a single format, and I chose Wednesdays as the day because it seems like I was getting a lot more engagement on my Wednesday episodes. As you know, I do everything when it comes to my business or my podcast. I do everything based on data. So based on the data I saw, the Wednesday episodes were getting more engagement, more questions, etc., etc. So I stuck to the 1 week Wednesday. So that's that explanation. Next thing I want to talk to you about before we get into the topic of conversation today is this. If you want to be a guest on my show, you know how to give a hold of us, 888-416-7752, or send us an email at info@lbmsllc.com, and someone will get you on the schedule. Also, if there's a topic that you want us to cover, like the gentleman that wrote in today, well, a few weeks ago, we just happened to fit it in today. He wanted to talk about Instagram. So if there's something that you want to talk about, there's a specific question about any digital marketing topic, or you know what, marketing topic in general that you have, you can give us a call at 888-416-7752 or send us an email at info@lbmsllc.com, and we'll make sure that we have it as a topic of conversation, just like we're doing today. Last bit of information. 2020 by no means has been a good year for many people, as you know, and it's probably taking a toll on your business. So we are offering a free marketing analysis and plan for your business to make sure that we get 2021 off to a great start. So we map out a digital marketing plan for you. And we definitely will keep that going for you. And if you also need help implementing that, we can help you with that too. But the actual plan itself, the whole setup, the whole review of your business and everything, all of that is free. That is a $1,000 value. We charge people $997 to do that. And it's yours free between now and the end of the year. If you're looking to catapult 2021 into the stratosphere, I would take us up on that offer. The way to get the offer, you can either give us a call at 888-416-7752 or send us an email at info@lbmsllc.com, or simply there's a link in the show notes where it says request a consultation, free consultation, and that will take you through the process as well. So, got all of the housekeeping stuff out of the way. So now it's time to deliver today's content. And it's all about Instagram business account versus creator account. The gentleman who wrote in was asking about, what is the difference? And why should we, what should we pay attention to, et cetera, et cetera. Now, I don't know about you guys, but it feels like every time we master an Instagram feature, they release a new one. I think Instagram is changing like crazy. So, so is Facebook, but Instagram, I think is really, really focused on a lot of different changes I've noticed. First we got the hang of stories, right? Now we got to learn, IGT. Then we had to learn IGTV. So once we get the hang of that, it's all wrapped into something else and et cetera, et cetera. Now, the different types of accounts in Instagram is a personal account, a business account, and a creator account. For those of you who did not know, obviously the person who wrote this in knew it, and I guess they want me to tell the difference between a business and creator. But they're not new. Okay, then those are not those are not new. But I guess they just wanted to have the understanding of a different feature. But the thing is that Instagram, within those accounts, they keep continuing to roll out new features within those accounts. And there's some confusion among small businesses as to what they need to, what's the difference between, what are the benefits, if you will, of having those features and which feature is better for what account, et cetera, et cetera. So we want to get into all of that. I hope I can really nail it. It's kind of hard to talk about it without actually seeing a visual, but I guess what I'm going to ask of you is, if you're not driving, obviously, download this episode and and while you're listening to it, have your Instagram account open. If you're listening to it somewhere, and just have it open and flip through and see what I'm talking about, because this is going to require some visual, unfortunately. First of all, let's talk about what's a business account. The personal. All right. So like I said, this personal, business, and creator. They're not new. Okay, that's always been there in Instagram. The personal one is it's just basically you can have your videos up there, your cat videos, whatever, your boomerang videos with all these stuff that people do. That's fine. That's your personal account. So now let's talk about what is an Instagram business account. See, here's the thing that it may surprise you to know, that Instagram has around 4 whole years before they got around to creating business tools. It took them 4 years. Again, it's not new, but it didn't do it right when they launched it. Instagram was supposed to be just just a personal thing where you just put your pictures up and stuff and share it. but then they got around, 4 years old, and then they say, hey, maybe we can make some money out of this thing. And boom, here it is. And all of the tools that they have has basically evolved over time. So let's talk about the difference. Okay, so in personal account, you're not going to see some of these things that I'm going to talk about. Like, for instance, the access of Instagram Insights. See, the account has actual analytics, and that will give you like a weekly follow and unfollow count. They also give you specific data on specific posts, like impressions and posts reached and stuff like that. You'll see that what's performing and what's not performing, and then you can make some decisions, some marketing decisions based on that. You'll also will be able to see the demographic data, which is very, 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 very important, at least to me as a marketer, and it should be to you too as a business owner, your demographic data. And I think they do a very good job of that. So you have zero question as to who is engaging in your posts. That's great. Now we can push out more content for them. Another thing that it has is a promotional tool. So it's similar to Facebook's boosting post. They have this promotional tool within Instagram as well that you can, now that you have a demographic, because you have the Instagram Insights, you can post to just that demographic if you want to and increase sales and stuff like that. The business account also has access to a thing called Instagram Creator Studio. So the Creator Studio, it's basically a desktop program that has in-depth analytics and performance for your posts. So it also kind of like lets you schedule your content from your computer instead of your phone, which is really, really cool. Especially if you crank out a lot of stuff like we do. And it's, because I mean, let's face it, folks, if you been around Instagram as long as I have, it gets annoying that you have to do everything on your phone. So when you have a business account, you got this thing called Access Instagram Creator Studio, which is pretty cool. All right. The stories features of the business account you can have over 10,000 followers with this story feature. So that's a good thing. That's a good advantage there doing that. You can have a contact button. Can't have with personal. Okay. So it allows you to you can link your phone number, email address, directions to a physical store. So if you have a nail salon or whatever, and you're posting up some stuff about things about your store or whatever, and you want people to come in, or you can do that and get directions to a physical store, which is a pretty cool feature with the business account. Now, here are some features that they've added on that I really, really like, and it's called a shopping feature. So you could be selling products through Instagram, which is pretty cool. The business account actually lets you tag products with posts. So if let's say you're having, you have a new product line or whatever, like you're a, you're a retail store. Okay. And there's a Cyber Monday sale specifically for Instagram followers. And if you're on Instagram, you get an additional 10% off, versus the regular sale for everybody else outside of Instagram. You can do that with this shopping feature, which is pretty cool, So, and we can get really creative with this stuff. Like let's say you're not in retail, right? Let's say you want to promote, let's say you're an attorney A lot of attorneys don't have like free consultations, right? So instead of having the additional, the traditional $350 an hour that you have as an attorney, if you saw your ad in Instagram, even though I still have a free consultation, if you retain my services because you saw my ad in Instagram, it's $250 an hour instead of $350 an hour. And I'm just throwing this stuff off the top of my head. I'm not saying that this is something that people could do. I'm just giving you an example of how you can use this feature. How you can use this feature effectively for you, because it's not just for retail. I can spin things differently for any situation. Trust me. I mean, it's not hard at all. So, these are just things off the cuff. So I could come up with better ideas, obviously, if we're sitting down in one-on-one. But I just want to give you that stuff. Another thing is that it gives you quick replies. So let's say you have frequently asked questions. You can create what's called quick replies and save time for those answers. That's really cool. So it's automated and everything. So let's say you're getting the same question all the time, over and over again. You just create a little database in the quick replies, and boom, they get it right away, no matter what that is. So that's a lot of AI technology that's built into this. And again, that's not something that you get in the personal account. So, all right. So let's talk about some limitations. I talked to you about some really cool features in a business account, and I think you guys should start taking advantage of them. Now, let's talk about some limitations, though. And it's really only one big limitation, and it's not a big one, really. At least as far as I'm concerned, it's not a big one. There's no music. See, most business accounts don't have the music sticker. Well, I think all business accounts don't have the music. I haven't seen one that does, and I've created a plethora of business accounts. But you never know, that could change. Because I've heard people who said that they have a music sticker on theirs and they have a business account, but I didn't actually look at it. So that's why I said most instead of all. But in terms of, as far as I'm concerned, all of them don't have the music sticker for Instagram stories, nor do they have the music option on Reels. So I think it has to do with copyright restrictions. Artists don't want their music used to promote products that they don't endorse, let's say. So I think that's the reason, but don't quote me on that. It just seems very logical to me. Okay, so now let's move on into an Instagram creator account, because I think this is something that you really need to pay attention to. Okay, because it's it's kind of new. It was released in 2019. So when they first released Instagram business accounts, it was a pretty straightforward thing. They were accounts for companies, but the influencer boom of the 2010s started progressing, and the people wanted to, kind of monetize their personal accounts to become clear users of that account. So because of that, Instagram then released what's called the creator account, like I said, in 2019, to meet the needs of, that type of group. Okay. That like the influencers who didn't want to be on a business account, but wanted to be but still wanted to monetize it. So over the past year, the business and creator accounts have grown into similar and similar features, and they were originally unique to one account. Okay, but now they're like kind of similar. So I guess this is why you asked the question, is because you say, okay, what's the difference between this and that? I guess you've been playing around. So I'm going to give you that. So the Instagram Creator Studio, for example, was originally only available to creator accounts, but it's since now been released at businesses accounts as well. You know, so like I said, it's a lot of similarities. So let's talk about the creator account features. What the creator account has in common with the business account are the following. You can do analytics and insights. Access Instagram Creator Studio on desktop, like we talked about earlier. Promotional tools for ads. I think we talk about that too. Yeah, have ad links for stories for accounts over 10,000 followers. We talked about that. Contact button, the shoppable posts, and quick replies. That all has it. All that's what they have in common. Now, what's unique to the creator account is this. See, the business account shows your follow and unfollow metrics on a weekly basis. That's what the business account does. The creator accounts actually shows the data on a daily basis. This can make it easier for to view the performance of your content, and may help creators to tailor their content to their audience more effectively, because you're going to see it daily as opposed to weekly. Creator accounts also come with more descriptive categories for your account, like blogger, artist, or coach. Okay, so let's talk about some limitations of the creator, because that's really the only difference. Okay, let's talk about some limitations. There have been reports that the creator account doesn't let you connect to third-party apps like Buffer, Hootsuite, Later, etc. So if you rely on those platforms, you may want to stick with the business account. The creator account also has fewer call to action button options. So those are the limitations on the creator account. So, I mean, I could not use a creator account for any of my clients because of this limitation, by the way. Because I have to use things like Buffer and I mean, there's no way in the world I can do my business and help my clients doing it directly on Instagram. There's no way. It doesn't work that way for me. So, but if you're just doing Instagram, and you may want to create a creator account. It's really up to you. So that begs the question, so which should you choose, right? Which way should you go, left or right? Okay. This is strictly my opinion here, guys. When the creator account was first released, it included more features than the business account. It included more features that the business account actually lacked. Like access to Instagram Creator Studio, so that lacked it. That's what it created. But see, now, as more features have crossed into both accounts, the similarities between the two are much greater than differences. Okay. A major difference used to be that creator accounts couldn't create their own Instagram shops and were limited to promoting products of brand collaborators. But that changed in June of 2020. That all changed in June of 2020. So when Instagram when Instagram announced the creator accounts, eligible creator accounts could now sign up Instagram shopping. So this was in June 2020, amidst the heart of the pandemic. So here's the bottom line: if your brand has a young audience, the music limitations for reels and stories could be a big problem with a business account. But if you don't mind limited music access, a business account probably has all the features you're looking for. So that's my opinion of the difference and which way you should go. That's really it. And who knows? This thing is changing so rapidly that maybe in a few months, by the end of this year, they're gonna have collaborate into one and have a creator account and a business account all into one and just call it Instagram Business Creator or something like that. Who knows? But anyway, that is the topic that I have for you today. Just want to reiterate, business accounts and creator accounts are very, very similar. And they've become more and more similar as time has gone by. Really and truly, the only limitation is if you have the whole music thing going on in your industry, and you need that, then you might as well just open up a creator account versus a business account. Other than that, not much of a difference. I hope that answers your question. I hope I was on point with it and I didn't create too much confusion. It's very difficult to do this without Instagram in your hand. So I would ask that you have that. So that is it for this episode, folks. This has been Frank Deming, the local business guy. You've just listened to another episode of Marketing Solutions for Local Businesses. Hope you got a lot out of it. Until next week, when we talk about, next week is actually the first week of November, our first episode of November. I got a couple of things in store for you already mapped out that I think I want to talk about there. And that's all I have, guys. Until next week, this has been Frank Deming, the local business guy. Take care and bye for now. Peace out, everyone.
Thanks for listening to another episode of Marketing Solutions for Local Businesses, the podcast where you will discover all the latest and greatest digital marketing tools, tips, and strategies you will need to implement in order to stay ahead of your competition. Don't forget, any links that were mentioned during the broadcast will be available to you in the show notes, so be sure to grab them while you have the chance. Incidentally, if you have any topics that you would like for us to discuss on the show, be sure to send an email to the email provided in the show notes, or click the Contact Us link and let us know what topic you would like us to help you with, and we'll be sure to add it to our schedule. If you would like for Frank and his team to look at your digital marketing presence and give you a free evaluation, simply click the Request a Free Consultation link in the show notes to get a hold of them. That being said, until our next episode, make it a successful digital marketing day. Peace out.